Like, what's with the colors? Now, the in thing right now is orange economy, and that's because there is a position and a place for creatives today. So anything that has intellectual value is what we're really focusing on. And let me tell you, the opportunities are endless in this particular industry that we call the creative industry. And so if you find yourself in this particular place, or you are, by the way, kind of thinking, how do I jump into this? This is a great time to start throwing in your questions and even listening in as to what you need to know when it comes to being creative and how to turn your passion into profits. Dr. Zippy, welcome back.
Thank you.
How do you also go about that, by the way? When we talk about passion into profits, I think this is where creatives really struggle, because you can have an idea, you can create something, or you can produce something, and at the end of the day, creatives will always say, this is why we are now moving away from the orange economy, because where's the money? Where's the money? Show me the money. But
I think I could easily answer your question by just saying go to school, because
wow,
you may be the most talented person in the world.
Yes.
But if you can't turn it into money, it is just a hobby. That's what I tell people. So there are people who come and tell others that, oh, you had that narrative, oh, even if you've gone to school, I'm still better than you. But I mean, the person who's gone to school might still be earning more than you because they went to school. And that is not just in the creative industry, the world over. So you might be the most skilled person in the room, but the person with the most certificates is earning more. Then you say, oh, they're just in the boardroom and you are the one working and they're getting more. But that is how it is. People who make the rules get the most. So I always say, if we want to make money, go to school. I mean, come to KCA University.
But so what you're telling someone who is interested in social media marketing, go to school.
Go to school. We have got journalism and digital media.
Digital media, go to school. If you want to be an actress, go to school.
Go to school.
Okay, if you want to do coding,
go to school. Yes, because you see, we can learn all these things on YouTube. Right. But at the end of the day, only 1% have got the business niche to just make it with through being self-taught.
Right.
The rest of us need nurturing, and it's in our human nature. It's not even just now, because people say it's not African and all that. Even in the traditional African, very few people were so highly talented that they could easily make it. But the rest had to be tutored under someone else who was more experienced. For even 10 years, you're working under somebody before you become the best blacksmith.
It's true.
So training has always been there ever since time immemorial. Generations, even in the 1900s, even the time of Jesus.
Because it's true. When you look at what we would call the creative industry back in the day, we used to refer sana to even the Juakali industry. So, but the Juakali industry also takes time for those artisans to be able to make.
You work under someone for even 5-10 years before you really make it. Even the dancers. You work and you before you become the main choreographer. You work as a young dancer, and then you learn through performance. With time is when you become the main dancer, and then even the choreographer. So people need to learn to embrace education as not just something between the four walls. It's about the learning process. Find time to learn, find time to empower yourself more, because things evolve even for us. I mean, I was in the university like 20 years ago. But right now, a lot of things have changed. We are no longer using the PD cameras. But you see, because I went to school and I learned the techniques, I can use the technique. No matter what kind of camera comes, the techniques remain the same.
Correct.
It's just the gadget. Just the same way we used to use, the small phones.
Those 3310, Nokia 3310.
Exactly. But now we know the most important thing is how to type on a phone, how to make a call. All the other things are just features that keep changing and keep adapting.
Yes, very true. And you know what? This is a great time to really tip our hats to TVET institutions at this particular point, because the absorption of people within the creative space that TVETs have provided and done for creatives is just enormous immense, in this country. And so when you find lecturers, even people who are on PhD level, telling you we now even have individuals who are saying, I don't even have to go to a university.
Yes.
I want to go to a TVET because I want to learn a specific skill.
Actually, we have got the students who finish Form 4.
Yes.
A lot of them, I think if you listen to the report, we are having A students, you know, A students who we traditionally will be like, that one is university material, medicine or engineering. They choose not to go to university. They just want to go to TVET and do a 2 or 3 year diploma.
Yes.
Yes.
And
because
why not specialization in whatever it is you want to do?
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah, but I say you have to, if a student at that age of 16 to 18 makes such a decision, to me I'm like, you are a great decision maker, and that's a good start for them. I will let them do that, because a lot of kids their age will be scared of making such a radical decision not to go to university. So for me, I think that's a very focused person, and let them go in training in whatever way.
I know, of course, for you, you know, your specialization is the film, the arts, but let's just, you know, kind of tip over to the side of innovation. Pretty much it's the same thing anyway.
We are always innovating.
We're always innovating. But, you know, when you look at what we call innovation hubs, what's your take on it? Like, are we still, you know, literally scratching the surface when it comes to these things that we call innovation hubs? And what more do we need to do? Why are they even so important to be encouraging such innovation hubs within learning institutions?
Innovation hubs are very important within learning institutions and outside learning institutions, because you find that very creative people like us.
Aki Zippy, guy kujipenda sana.
So very creative people like us, we do not like to be confined within rules and protocols of how to do this, how to do that, how to find out that. Because when you are following protocol, you cannot innovate. Because you are already following a protocol. So what are you innovating? So innovation hubs are good in that it allows somebody to explore whatever is on their mind, to imagine the possibilities and to come up with something that's not so popular, in the hope that it will get popular. So innovation is very good in that, one, it gives us space, and two, it stops us from the confinement of formality. It gives us the equipment that we need. If it is a laboratory that you need, as a young creative, you cannot afford even to hire a laboratory to innovate anything. But then when you are able to have an innovation lab, let me say, for people, let me say, like engineering, recently we had got students at, is it KU or JKUAT, who innovated gadgets that can be used to detect, you know, cancer and all that kind of stuff. We have had even students before creating gadgets that can be used to, JKUAT is making Indomie. Should I call it not Indomie? They're making noodles.
They're making noodles.
Noodles out of millet. You know? So we are thinking, here is an innovation. We are thinking of noodles more of wheat. Yet on this other hand, we have got what? We have got noodles that can be made from millet. At KCA University, we have got the School of Technology. We have had a lot of recent innovations. Right now, I think last year, one of our students just won a grant to be able to fulfill the innovative idea they had about it was supposed to be used to make the transport system easier. And so these are innovations that we can only happen if we have got creative hubs, if we have got innovation hubs, if we have got tech hubs. And so let's not look at innovation as just science, labs, you know, spatula. We used to call Bunsen burner and stuff.
It's not just a chem lab.
It's not just a chem lab. We have got, I mean, right now people are creating fabric using what? Hyacinth. Yes, so if people are creating fabric using hyacinth, people are creating gabbro floors using recycled plastic. These are a lot of things that people are doing. My sister, my sister Joan Winnie Okoth, right now, she was one of the members who are elected for the Fajiri program. She created a hydroponic system where you can have your greenhouse right now in your apartment.
On your balcony.
On your balcony.
Fantastic.
Like vertical gardens.
Yes.
And these are innovation things that we should not look at it like, but it's just planting. We are talking about planting sukuma wiki that can feed you and your family of 5 for a whole year just within your balcony. So if you look at what our students are doing, because at like KCA University, we have got the innovation week that just happened recently here in February. And we had a lot of students come up with ideas in terms of technology, in terms of business ideas, creating apps. And that has really put us in a very good place.
Wow.
Our students were the best, forgetting the name, this competition where I say hackers. This competition where hackers come and we show the best hacker. Actually, it's called a hackathon.
Oh, yes, hackathon.
Yes, it's called a hackathon.
So they were the best hackathons.
They were the best hackathons. So KCA is the place to come and study not just performing arts, but also technology.
And how to be a hacker.
And how to be a, though hackers have ethics.
They do. They do.
Have ethics.
Okay, Dr. Zippy, let's take a look at text messages. But I mean, this is just so much fun. When you talk about innovation and creativity, these are solutions every single day that we're seeing that are changing your life, your everyday life. The chair I'm sitting on, the jewelry I'm wearing, the top that I have on. I mean, all this is creativity at its best. All right, let's take a look at text messages as we begin to wind up. I think we have maybe 10 minutes or so. Eugene, how are you doing? I think this one was from Facebook, if I'm not wrong. According to United Nations Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization, UNESCO, the orange economy accounts for 3% of global gross domestic products, that's the GDP, and 30 million jobs worldwide. Dr. Zippy, way to go, we have jobs.
We have jobs.
Are you seeing that? How many jobs are being created worldwide? Thank you for that stat,
and you know, I was just looking at your hair and my hair. And that's innovation. You remember how hard it used to be to take care of natural African hair? Nowadays, we have got products that are being innovated within our African countries that you can apply on your hair and you feel like you can comb it. Look at how nice yours looks like.
Thank you.
You know.
To that jaribu.
That is innovation.
It is innovation. Let's see another text message. Bestie Jazz goes on to say culinary arts are a prominent industry in the orange economy. We have seen countries in the Middle East with booming hospitality industry, or rather with a booming hospitality industry. Kudos for having a topic for the creatives. Thank you, Bestie. Thank you. I can see one here from Jackson who goes on to say, please ask your guests to touch on software development as I see it as such a fast-growing key industry.
I think the question came before I talked about our tech hubs. So we touched on it.
It's like they were here. That's a good one. When you think about what's happening in the tech space, and let's talk about really the role of tech in boosting the orange economy. It's massive. It plays such a integral role. I mean, he's talking about software engineering. That's like everything today. My brother is a software engineer.
You know, when you talk about software, we say Kenyans are the best software engineers. And without even much ado, we talk about M-Pesa.
Yes. Wow. Right there. Boom.
Boom. Everyone in this country is using M-Pesa. Something that even European countries, our colonizers, do not understand how. My grandmother just has a message, and gets where she is gardening, and she gets a message instead of going to the shop and she can get message, she can send. And I think Kenyans are very good with that too. We have developed a lot of softwares that nowadays every big company, every big, even a supermarket, we have got softwares for shopping, softwares for telling people just what we're doing. And I was being taught that softwares are just websites in a box. So
I like that. Simplified.
Though I mean, we're like no, but I mean, thinking of your business being in an app, and that is why what we need, because right now every business needs a software, needs an app, but it is not just so that people know it's an app, but it makes the life of your customers easier. It makes it easy to purchase, and that means it makes it easy for your business to make money. Because if they can easily call you, they can easily message you, and they can easily make an order, then that is money coming in.
Absolutely.
So I think software engineers have got a really great space, and even with AI technology coming into this space, software engineers, I believe AI is going to make everyone's life easier. It is not something we should fight. Because from time immemorial, we invented washing machines to make washing clothes easier. AI is coming here to make typing easier. And I mean, people will say, like, even our students, now they can copy and send in assignments that are done by like AI, but ChatGPT, the most popular. But still, it creates the challenge on the lecturers. Why are we setting questions that people can copy? Let's set application questions.
Absolutely.
Then for us, it's about, yes, you can Google what is the meaning of orange economy, but I need you to tell me how it applies on your life. You will not Google that.
You cannot.
Exactly.
Yeah, you have to think.
You have to think.
All right.
So how we set questions is something that we are really working on. And even at KCA University, we have already integrated the CBC into our curriculum.
Okay.
Because we are looking ahead, like the students who are already studying CBC, when they come to the university, will they find us with the mindset of 844? They need to come and find that we have integrated our teaching methodologies to the CBC system.
Yes. I love it. I think also one key aspect that we see a lot when it comes to creatives, and this has been an age-old question of how to protect my work as a creative. And I think, okay, I know this has a lot to do with IP, so intellectual property issues, but maybe you could touch on it, because I want to believe that there are departments that handle this, because for whoever created whatever application or whatever tool that we're using today, they must be wondering, how do I secure this so that I can monetize on this, whether even if it's a craft when it comes to whatever I've produced or a script I've written for a play,
Yeah, copyright, first of all, in Kenya, we have what the Kenya Copyright Board. And anything you invent, even if it is not new in the world, but it is a different idea. Let me say, it might not be, you might not be the first person to create jewelry in the world, but you have created a particular design of jewelry. Take a picture of it, put it on Kikobo. Nowadays, they're only charging 100 shillings, which I believe, if you are a true innovator, you should be able to protect your work through that. But also, when you think of copyright, let's think of where it comes from. Copyright comes from the background of publication. Publish your work. Because when you publish your work, it means putting it there for the public. That is the first and the highest form of copywriting your work. Because the first person, the audience, and the public see doing that work or sharing that work is the person they are able to relate to as the owner of that work. So as a copyright owner, number one, share your work with the audience.
Don't be scared.
Don't be scared that if I share it, people will copy it. Nowadays, through this same AI and all this Google technology, we can be able to tell who was the first person to post it there. So if you share it in the digital platform and somebody goes and does it, we can still be able to trace back who was the first person to post it on this platform. And that is how some people have also gained or lost their copyright. Because you create something, you keep it to yourself. Then somebody else goes and puts a clip of it there. Then what happens? People start following that other person more and not you.
And you've lost. Yeah,
so it is important that we register with Kenya Copyright Board, patent our work, trademark our stuff. But it is also important that we put our work out there for public consumptions. It doesn't just have to be on YouTube. There are many, many platforms. We have My Movies Africa, we have got Netflix, Showmax. We have got creating your own website as a form of doing that. And when it comes to even our crafts, take photos. Instagram is very good with photos, Snapchat, Pinterest. Take photos of that and put it there, because that in itself is a way of copywriting. But most importantly, go to the Kenya Copyright Board and get a certificate of ownership for that work. So that as much as, even if you are going to go to court that I was the first person to post it, then you also have a certificate to show that I was the first person to legalize ownership for this. Because even in our industry, we share an idea with you, Shiko. I am the owner of the idea and I share it with you so that you can go and write it. Then you write the script and then you go and copyright it. That is not your copyright. It is mine because I shared with you the story. I paid you to write it. So also one thing people need to understand, once you are paid to do something, you do not own the copyright. Yes. Because I tell you, okay, I want you to make for me this cup, make it using, cloth that cannot sieve water. And then you go and make it. It is my idea. You are just the technician who has created it. So the idea needs to belong to the person who came up with that thought, not just the person who skillfully created it.
Fantastic. I love those tips. And thanks so much for that. Food for thought, that we need to go beyond. We need to go beyond just the usual you know, kawaida, talking about it, put it down on paper and actually get it
that
registered.
is why you need to go to school, because we teach this to our students.
Go to school, people. Go to school. As we finish, and now that you've said KCA. Okay, let me give you 1 second. You have your bragging rights. So tell us about some of the accomplishments from KCA that you'd like to share. Any exciting news from KCA University, especially when it comes to your industry and those who are in the innovative space. What do you want to tell our viewers as we say kwaheri, Zippy?
As we say kwaheri, first of all, happy World Theatre Day to all the theatre artists out there.
Okay, happy World Theatre Day.
First and foremost, I'd like to tell people that our students are making milestones in the industry.
Okay.
We have seen them, they are working in different productions and creating and getting awards for it. We have got one of our students, Chadota, who's really creating milestones. We have got quite a number there. We also have got the staff of KCA University creating milestones. We have got Benson Gobia, who's currently the chairperson of the Kit Fest. And we also have got Dr. Zippy here, who is having a major film coming out tonight.
Yes!
At KICC, but it will also be available at Anga Diamond Cinemas from Friday and on My Movies Africa. And we also have got a film that we did with our students that we'll be sharing with the industry soon. That it was an industry academia partnership, and those are things that we are doing as a university as a whole. Of course, I've said that our students are the best hackathons in this country.
Yes.
And we are now having 2 graduations a year, but that in itself is not just having 2 graduations. It means that our student population is really growing.
Correct.
And there's a lot of development in all the 3 areas. The department where I teach is called School of Education, Arts and Social Sciences. That is the school, and I am in the Department of Performing Arts, Film and Media Studies. And all I have experienced in my 15 years of teaching is that you're never too old to go back to school. And the other saying is, whether you go to school or not, 4 years will be gone. And you will just say, oh, I still wish. So come to school now. It doesn't matter your age. I have had people who are CEOs in many organizations, even in journalist organizations, come to my class at the age of 50 and 55. I don't want to say their names here, but I've had people come and do degree. They had diploma, of course, from KMC, and they grew up the ladder, and they are CEOs and working government.
Fantastic.
But at the age of 50, people came back to my classes, and they did their degree, and they did their masters.
And they're so fulfilled.
And so they're so fulfilled, and they're like, I thought I knew everything because I was very hands-on. But then I came to school and I realized there's something different.
Fantastic.
Education gives you the power, one, to negotiate or to give in as a salary. It gives you the power to also create a network for your audiences and to create a market niche.
Fantastic. Wow. Dr. Zippy, thank you so much. I've had such a great time having you on the show. Karibu Tena.
That's fantastic.
Our best to everyone, obviously, at KCA. Please pass our regards. And to you, creatives who are watching this show, we want to encourage you this morning. You can see what Dr. Zippy is saying, that the possibilities and the opportunities are endless for you. That era of saying, by the way, hakuna kazi ili shanga, tafadhali, go to school. In fact, that's the clarion call. Go to school, creatives, okay? And use your talent, by the way, to change this world, okay? Thanks so much for tuning in. We want to leave it there. My name is Shiko Kaitani saying, Asante sana. Have a great day up ahead. Let's hand over to the dynamic duo of Interactive. That's Anne Stella and Sarah Ibrahim coming up next on Interactive. Bye-bye.